He is a certified first ballot Hall of Famer for the WWE, easily the most popular lucha libre wrestler of all time, and now is set to take on his greatest opponent of all time, autism. You have to visit winwithray.com for a global fundraiser to fight autism and autism awareness. You can bid $4 for the best items possible from Rey Mysterio. Ray, how are you doing?
Very good, man. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem. Ray, how did you get involved with this charity, winwithray.com, a great fundraiser, a lot of exclusive merchandise? What brought you to this issue? What connected you with it?
I have a friend out in London that was presented with this idea by a company by the name of Reveal. CEO of the company is Jeff Brown. He brought the opportunity to a good friend of mine, then he presented it to me. But apparently they had already decided that the best person to have the face for this campaign would be Rey Mysterio. They presented the idea to me. I loved it right off the bat because I believe there's a strong connection in general with disabled children around the world, especially throughout the years that I've been with WWE and how many fans I've met to Make-A-Wish, that there was just no way that this was going to be turned down, So we're about 2 weeks in, and we're learning as we move along.
It's a special fight. Now, of course, you can go to winwithray.com. You can bid $4 anywhere in the world. All right, this is a global thing. You're not locked just to the United States, and you get exclusive shot at merchandise, the Booyaka bundle. It all goes until the end of June, and of course, you're doing it not just as anything. You're doing it once again as a WWE superstar. You've been back in WWE now for quite some time. What's it like to be back on that stage with Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, WrestleMania? I was there this year. You were away from a while. You were certainly active, but there's a difference between being in WWE and being back in WWE.
Most definitely. I'm definitely very happy to be back. It almost feels like I took a pretty long vacation before I came back home. Without a doubt, WWE, I think ever since I set foot in that company for the first time in 2002, it started to become my home at that time. And of course, on this return this past September, that's exactly what it felt like again. Felt like I finally came back home after being away for almost 3 years. Different opponents, different faces, different rivalries, and definitely something to look forward to for the rest of my term with the WWE.
Now, you've been known for meeting challenges. You've been dubbed the biggest underdog of all time. You fought from, obviously, some people would say, this guy that I read Chris Jericho's book. In his book, he said the first time he met you, he thought you were a kid that got backstage somehow. You fought all these misconceptions of what people think you are and obviously what you've been able to achieve. You've met challenges, and you're doing it with this charity project, winwithray.com. Of those challenges, the injuries, the personal issues outside of the ring, the tragedies around all of it, how do you keep doing that? Because it seems to be the MO of your career. There's a challenge, somebody sets the odds against you, and you defeat them. Do you like playing that role, or would you like to change it a little bit?
I think every time you wake up in the morning, there's a daily challenge ahead of you. Whether it's at work, whether it's driving to drop off your kids, whatever the case might be, I think we live with challenges on a day-to-day basis. It's something that we are projected to do. And for me, that's always been it's always been a drive to be able to compete, to prove people that doubt. And it's a tool for motivation that you can become and achieve whatever you set your mind to. whatever obstacle crosses your way. You know, if you have desire, if you have the desire to become that person, it's gonna happen. You know, and nobody can tell you otherwise. So, again, obstacles are it's something that you have to and challenge yourself every day.
Now, you're in WWE. Obviously, you're dealing with an injury right now. What is the status of that injury?
I'm about 4 weeks out from a slight shoulder separation. Looking to possibly return sometime in the month of July, if everything turns out good.
Now, this is a question. I mentioned the injuries and different stuff like that. You've gone under the knife for different things so many times. Can you even keep track of how many injuries you've had to endure in your career?
The one I lost track of is my left knee. Out of both my knees, the left one is the one that has only been surgically repaired. I think after the 9th operation, I kind of lost track. So I want to say it's somewhere between 9 and 11.
Wow, man, that it's something that other people outside of it, like I've told people, oh, this wrestler's gone through this. They're like, how do they keep doing it? But what is it about wrestling that makes you want to keep going? Because other people would say, well, maybe you should step away, maybe you shouldn't do it. What is that drive that makes you want to still keep doing this? You know, since your teenage years to now, well into your life with grown children.
There's no other rush or. It's almost like a drug, you know, the passion that I have for this sport ever since I was a kid. It's always motivated me to do what I do. A lot of people go to work miserably. They don't want to be there. They get paid shits. You know, they're there 8 hours, sometimes more. For me, I get to travel around the world. You know, I get paid good money, and on top of that, you know, I get this adrenaline rush every time I step in the ring that is uncomparable with anything.
Man, that just sounds like fun. It just sounds like fun to go around the world and entertain people. I do that a little bit with stand-up, so I get a little bit of the feeling that you're going for there, though, too.
Being a stand-up is hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard. You got to learn their timing. You got to hit your spots. I'm backstage with comics, and I start using wrestling terminology. All right, who's my cue? I got to pop out of them. I got to heal up this guy. I got my fire up here. I got to start using all my carny terms. I got to pull back on that. You've achieved so much. You've achieved so much in WWE, and obviously in this run, you've had obviously Samoa Joe's he's in your sights right now. What are some other things in your sights? What do you want to achieve in WWE? Because some people say it's the twilight of your career, but you came back a year or so ago looking better than ever.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I'm very, very blessed to have this second opportunity to be back with the company, and really came back motivated on a different level, focused on obviously you know, my physique and the way I train, the way I eat, and one of the main reasons is to be able to prepare my son to eventually step in that ring one day. You know, I want to have the opportunity to share the ring with him before I at least make an announcement to retire. I think that's probably the last check on my bucket list. You know, to be able to step in the ring with my son and be next to him when he's feeling what I've been feeling for the past 30 years.
Now, that was a question I wanted to get to. We've seen Dominic at various different stages of your career, rooting you on from ringside. Obviously, he played a pivotal supporting role in a great storyline you had with Eddie Guerrero, and most recently with Samoa Joe. You know, having that support, that passion for you. What's the ideal situation? You mentioned having a match with him. Would it be a tag team situation? Would you want him at your side in your last match? Like, obviously, you took on the mantle of Mysterio from your family. Is that mask something you want to pass on to him?
Most definitely. You know, it cost me a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice to gain the respect of my uncle. in order for him to pass on the legacy of the Mysterio name onto me. You know, I can't even count how many times, you know, as a kid I cried, I was bleeding, you know, I was injured, but still worked through all of that to get back in the ring and do what I'm doing now. So, you know, it cost a price to be who I am. And to be able to see my son grow in a different style, but to see him grow outside of a professional ring, yet just during his training stages, you know, I see that it's in the bloodline. And for me to be able to share the ring, to have a match with him next to my side, and just see his performance, not as front row, but in the corner, standing next to him, waiting for him to tag me in, is something that once he told me that he wanted to break into this business, you know, I've imagined that moment ever since.
Man, everything about you, Rey, is so passionate. It's something. You people, the thing you've always heard in wrestling is, oh, you're a mass wrestler. How do you connect with your face to the audience? How do you express that passion? But you've never been a guy who's been inhibited by that. Obviously, that's always something people say, for lack of a better phrase, maybe lost in translation with non-lucha audiences, is the mask. How do they connect to it? You've been able to do that so well. People feel that passion for your family, for your culture. How proud are you of being able to put on that type of performance where the mask is still something that doesn't inhibit you but empowers you?
I'm fully proud of my heritage, what I represent, what I've been representing, you know, ever since I set foot in that ring, you know, as a 14-year-old kid. You know, the sport of lucha libre itself and the tradition behind it, you know, I'm a blessed man to be able to travel around the world demonstrating a style that, you know, grew in Mexico City. And with WWE, they've given me the platform to be able to perform around the world, you know, demonstrating my lucha libre style. And on top of that, you know, part of the culture behind lucha libre, the colorful outfits, the masks, the capes, and all that good stuff.
Now, I want to talk to you about Luchaverse. You've been able to have a really great comic book series come out recently, and it adds a whole nother element to your character. You've taken a lot of influence from comic book characters. We've seen you with those special WrestleMania outfits, the Batman, the Daredevil, the Flash. Do you ever feel like you have to one-up yourself, especially with WrestleMania? It feels like you have to have a special outfit for that. Is that a hard thing to pull off when you start talking to your designer and your team to build that up?
It's actually a very fun part of my job. I shouldn't say it's a job, but it's a fun part of what I do. To be able to start letting your mind flow and think about what outfit is going to be next for WrestleMania. You know, and it's also very fun to hear the response from the fans of them telling me, Rey, you should do this outfit for WrestleMania, or you should do this one. So just to get the feedback from the fans is awesome, man. The way that they interact with my in-ring attire is incredible. You know, I don't think they do it with any of the other superstars.
No.
You know, but for some reason with Rey Mysterio, it can happen. You know, they're up to giving me their suggestions.
You're a living, breathing superhero. I more than anyone else in terms of the physical look, the odds, everything that you give to. That's the thing I love about wrestling. People say, "Oh, why do you like it?" I was like, "They're living heroes. You everything you see in a comic book or in a Marvel movie, they're it, but it's real. Like there's no CGI. These guys are actually doing all these things." You did touch on so many great things that are going on in WWE. You're there now. Who are the guys that you haven't had that great match with that you got to have it? Your series recently with Andrade has been incredible. Who are some other guys that you're ready to get in there and hear that bell ring and just the adrenaline hits and it's like, oh, I'm going to do something special with this guy?
I think putting me toe to toe with Finn Balor not might. I think it would be a great match, to be able to step in the ring in a singles match. Ricochet is up and coming, and that kid is awesome, man. I feel he's on a different level. He's just future WWE superstar without a doubt in my mind. Of course, Andrade is right there as well. A lot of people have asked me how it felt like to be able to wrestle with Andrade. Incredible chemistry with him, and he does bring some memory of the match that I had with Eddie, just because he has that lucha style, and is, like myself, second generation wrestler.
So special. One question I had, and I had to bring this up. You tangled in the ring last year in an event called All In with the Young Bucks and Bandito, and the setting of the event was a big game changer. Now, those gentlemen have gone on to form a group that is going to be on TNT called All Elite Wrestling. You're aware of those guys. You had a barn burner match with them at All In, and now everyone's saying we're getting another WCW versus WWE situation. I don't know if we're exactly there, but what do you think when fans start to compare WWE to another promotion? Does that give you that feeling of competition back in the Monday Night Wars days? Is that something that excites the locker room from your position?
If I got to go back and reminisce on that Monday Night War era, it was definitely a very entertaining stage for the fans, because they had a variety of wrestling that they could watch. They can tune here or tune there or go back and forth, depending on what your preference was. For me in particular, I wasn't too hooked on the political side of it, so I was just enjoying myself every time I had the chance to perform in front of a live audience. It's definitely great for business. I think anytime that there's a variety of something that you really like, is a good thing. Even good for the morale inside the locker room. I think we definitely want to be on our A game. We don't want to be B or C, so we're going to have to step up our game, and that's always good for business.
Absolutely. WWE will come to Chicago for Survivor Series. I know you have some history. You won that big title back here at WrestleMania 22. They'll be here for 4 nights of action with Survivor Series at the Allstate Arena. Look out for that. Tickets are on sale now. Get on that as well. And of course, winwithray.com. That's winwithray.com, a global fundraiser for autism awareness. You can go and bid $4 on exclusive merchandise and so much more. It goes until the end of June. Rey Mysterio, thank you so much for the time, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you very much. And if you want to find out more of our fight for autism, you can check out my social media pages on Instagram, 619 I Am Lucha, Twitter and Facebook at Rey Mysterio.
You know what I just realized, Ray, is we're doing this interview on June 16th, 619. How convenient.
It's 619. Today's official 619 day.
Yeah, there you go. It's your day, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ray. I appreciate it. Thank you for the time, man. This has been a really great conversation.
Thank you very much, man.
And good luck with the charity. It's a wonderful effort there, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.